So if you're on the hunt for the perfect boat, chances are you're a little overwhelmed. We've never sea trialed one of these boats and we've never been on one before. But one of the biggest luxuries of being in this business is having the ability to run all different types of boats through real world scenarios. And looking back, I've learned a lot.
All right, straight out of the box, let's see what this thing's got. This thing's actually pretty fast. Hey, first fish on the cobia, let's go. There we go. Perfect spot right there, baby.
Every year we ask ourselves the same questions. Do we make the right call? Does this boat make sense for our family right now? And those answers will always evolve as life progresses.
The way that I look at life, better yet, the way that I look at boats has completely changed.
To start the year, we decided to build a 35-foot cobia. Now, I'm not gonna call it perfect because time will only tell, but who knows? Maybe it's exactly what we've been looking for.
There she is.
Look, Keely, what is that? Woohoo! Finally here.
That's awesome, man.
So cool. That's a big boat, Keely.
They always look so much bigger on the trailer, you know? Well, guys, there it is. Brand new 35 cobia. And here's our buddy Riley from Bishop's Marine Transport. What's up, man?
How's it going, Clay?
Good, man.
Good to see you.
I'm a lot better now that you're here.
Hey, hey.
Absolutely.
All in one piece.
New boat day.
Yes, sir, delivery day. So guys, this is actually our buddy Riley from Bishop's Marine Transport. He owns actually a marine transportation business, so he was nice enough to actually pull the boat all the way from Fort Pierce where it's made to us down here.
Yes, sir.
In the southern tip of Florida. I mean, I guess since you're here, tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so we're a boat transport company here in Central Florida, but we operate everywhere in the country. We do actually as far as Hawaii is the farthest that we've actually gone from Florida.
Wow.
But we do local transport as well, but we go mainly out of town. And we use F450 trucks here and semis as well, but we cover a lot of ground, so we're happy to help.
And so something that I thought was actually really cool is Riley actually gave us a link where we could track him the entire way down from Fort Pierce to where he's at. And like you're saying, you're nationwide, so people can track their boats no matter where you're going with them, correct?
Exactly.
Is there any boat that's too big or too small, or you do it all?
Generally, we kind of max out around 65 feet. That's about really where the cap is, just because of width and height and weight. But majorly, I would say center console wise is up to about 53, 55 feet.
Riley, I can't thank you enough for coming all the way down to do this
You guys
for
are
us.
very welcome. We're happy to be a part of it.
We're gonna pop the boat in the water here at the boat ramp, get it all fired up for the first time, make sure all the systems are a go, which I'm sure they are, and I hope the boat runs as good as it looks, which I'm sure it will, but
That's great.
that's the whole point of the shakedown, man, so let's get it in the water. I'll tell you what, she feels big. Feels a lot bigger than a 35. Here we go. She feels sporty.
It feels like big.
It is big.
I guess I'm just used to a 27-foot boat now.
It's got an 11.2 beam. This boat has a wider beam than some of our other boats that we've had that are longer.
So pretty.
Not too bad, right?
Not bad at all. Look at this, we got AC.
You like that, huh? She's got AC vents in the console.
It's a little hot today. We're in Florida. I even got a spot for my phone.
Yeah, you got a wireless phone charger right there.
Oh, look at that. How perfect.
So far, I really like it.
That's good. Why, you like the little
No, it's just we've never...
joystick?
I'm not using it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay.
No. It's just, we've never sea trialed one of these boats and we've never been on one before. So it's just always interesting getting to understand and learn a boat all over again. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering why we're in a cobia now. Long story short, Maverick Boat Group, they own Pathfinder, Hughes, Maverick, and Cobia. We've been working with Pathfinder for the past 3 years. As some of you may know, we typically don't hold on to a boat longer than a year. We try to keep hours low and we try to keep value in the boat. So whenever we sell it, obviously we can make all of our money back or potentially even make money off of the sale. And we just decided to keep everything underneath one umbrella. So here we are now. It was a great opportunity for us. And another thing that's pretty awesome is this is actually a Life by the Bow edition 35 cobia. So, and there's certain options on this boat like the screens, a full sunshade, updated cushions, that they tailored specifically towards us and how we do things. So it's just an honor to be here in this boat, and I just can't wait to start running some trips and of course spend a lot of family time on it. Let's see what this thing's got. Dang. This thing's actually pretty fast. All right, so home sweet home, everything checks out great. We're gonna get some rest for the night, wake up bright and early tomorrow morning, do some fishing. So we'll see you guys then. Well, the sun just came up over the horizon, day 2 here. But basically what we're gonna do is just go fishing. You know, go through all the systems, just make sure everything's working properly. It's the #1 thing you should always do whenever you get a new boat. So great excuse to get out there, have a little family time, right, Keely? But the first thing we're gonna do is go get some bait, see if everything's working right with the live wells. From there, go get some fuel and just see how the day unfolds. Keely, ready, set?
Yeah, you heard that little go?
Yeah.
Look at that.
So this is something I'm really excited about here, and this is the new long shaft Garmin trolling motor right here. So when I'm out here by myself with mom and the baby, this just makes things extremely easy for me. All right guys, made a little stop here. Three Waters Resort and Marina. Got our friend Doug here, bringing us the most valuable part of any boater's life right here, and that is some fuel. And the reason why I wanted to bring you guys to the fuel dock here is whenever you get a brand new boat, obviously this fuel tank has already been burped, but what you want to do is you want to start filling it really, really slow, because when there's no fuel in the tank, it's just all air. Basically what you have to do is what's called burping the tank, and the key, like I said, is just to fill really slow to move that air out, so that way the fuel can go in. You see, if you go full blast, what's gonna end up happening is all that gas is just gonna shoot right back up out of the tank.
Has it ever happened to you?
Many times. All right, guys. Well, we just made it here to the first spot of the day. Seakeeper engaged.
It's not called the Seakeeper, it's called the Wife Keeper, because I feel like if you have it on, you're gonna keep your wife nice and happy on the boat.
Well,
and Keely.
You're happy, she's happy, I'm happy. Like I said, today's a shakedown. It's really about getting to know the boat, all of its gadgets, its systems. So far, so good. So let's drop down the trolling motor. Gonna rig up a couple baits and rods, see if maybe we could pull a couple muttons off of the spot that we're on right now. We're gonna start light here. We have our 20 to 30 pound rod here, and we have about a 40 foot, 40 pound leader. And I'm gonna show you why that leader's so long, but what we're gonna do is grab our live bait here. We're gonna go through the bottom lip, out through the top. And then at the end of our 40 foot, 40 pound leader, we have a bimini twist, and we have a double uni knot. The reason why we tie the bimini twist is because that adds strength to the knot, and also on the tag end, it creates a loop. We take a 12-ounce lead, and then we take our weight clip and clip that right onto the loop, just like that. And then we drop it down, and hopefully we get connected to a fish. So that's pretty awesome, guys. As soon as we put out the bottom rod, We also drop back a flat line. We just have a 30-pound leader here and a little circle hook. And this mahi just came out of nowhere and just smacked the bait. You never know what's gonna happen though. That's the biggest thing, guys. So cool. But same thing here, we got him on the 20 to 30 pound rod, 30-pound braid. And as you can see, we have a decent amount of pressure on him. That's the way to break in the brand new boat, baby. First fish on the cobia, I'll take it. That's what's so cool about fishing out here this time of year in the winter months. There's so much bait that comes out here to the edge, and it brings everything. The mahi, the wahoo, kingfish, sailfish. The mahi aren't as abundant, and I can't say that all fish are as abundant, but some days you can come out here and you can just have a killer day. And what happens is when we get these cold fronts, all that bait rushes out of the bay onto the edge of the reef to try to get into some warmer water, and that's what brings these guys right here. I think we're gonna try to get him on the gaff here on our 3-inch hook, because with this light leader, we could possibly break him off. There we go. Perfect spot right there, baby. We'll take it.
Look at that. Good job.
That's awesome, baby. Hey, first fish on the cobia. Let's go. That's why you can't beat winters in the Florida Keys. Right there, guys. So beautiful. Like we always say, it's the best when you least expect it right there. And we did not expect to come out here and catch mahi today, but talk about a great first fish on the boat. So cool. But we're gonna throw them in the box, re-drift, see if we can get a mutton. So dropping down yet again here, guys. And a big tip that I can give you guys, whenever you're picking a bait out of the live well, try to pick no more than one at a time. Obviously, we have so much bait in our live well right here that it's kind of difficult to do that. But the more time that those baits spend in the net, the more that they exhaust themselves. That feels like a grouper right there. That's definitely gotta be a grouper. And we know there's sharks here because we got sharked earlier. I'll be so happy if we have a red grouper. I'll tell you what, man, I gotta get that weight fast. Trying to make it graceful, never is. Come on, baby, come on, come on. Did we get our grouper? Or we got a mutton? Hey, we got a mutton. Hey, I'll still take a mutton, let's go, baby. Woo, it's been slow ever since we caught that mahi, but that's why you keep on working at it, baby. Keep on putting in that time. Ah, nice, baby. That's how you do it right there, too. So awesome, guys. Gotta love that right there. Nice, beautiful pink mutton snapper right there. While Mom and Keely are down taking a nap. So cool the situation right now, you know? Me being dad, back here just fishing, having a good time. Them down in there taking a nap. But let's see if we could get one more. That's it. Woo! So we're gonna tie on a new hook there since he swallowed it. We actually switched over to these little tiny octopus hooks right there. Sometimes downsizing the hook when you have smaller baits is the key. And once we did that, that's when we got that bottom bite. So making a little move here. One thing about a lot of my spots fishing down here in the Keys is they're really close together. And one of the biggest reasons why is because whenever I come out here fishing on the edge of the reef, for the most part, I'll go right in front of my house. Maybe some days I'll go north, some days I'll go south. But for the most part, I just fish right where I live, right in my backyard. But the reason why I mention that is just because people are always trying to figure out where to fish. And especially down here in the Keys, the entire chain from Key Largo all the way down to Key West is prolific when you're offshore. The Gulf is a lot more difficult. You know, in the Gulf you need to find structure, but there's structure everywhere out here on the Atlantic side. And you know, right where it drops off, anywhere from 10 feet down to 30 feet, 60, 80, 100 feet, all of that can be productive, especially in the winter months. But when you come out to the deeper water, you're more likely to catch legal fish. So that's what we're doing here today. If I was coming out here looking for a fishing spot on a given day, I'd start in 100 feet. and I'd stop probably around 300 feet based on the gear that we're using right here. And you know, you don't have to go far offshore to catch fish just to get something for dinner. We're hooked up again here after that little move. As soon as I drop the bait, we're on. And if I had to say, it feels just like a mutton bite here. The last spot, we were in about 150 feet. Now we're in close to 200, 194. But sometimes by just making that little move, conditions change. And one thing that I noticed as soon as we dropped down here is there was a lot more current than the last spot. And sometimes that's the key, is just finding the current. But some days you don't want too much current. There's like a perfect little happy medium there. And I don't know the rhyme or reason, but that's just the way it is some days. Mutton, baby! Woo! That was easy. Already got our tape ready. Oh yeah, he's definitely 18. I can just tell by his size. So I always like having multiple tapes, because God forbid you lose a tape. You have no way to measure your fish for the day. He is 19 inches on the money, inch bigger than he needs to be. And there's nothing worse than being out here without a way to measure your fish and having to potentially release them back into the water, but absolutely beautiful. It's crazy how making a move like that can pay off so quick. You know, sometimes when you have your own fishing show and you have sponsors and all this other stuff, you know, there's a lot of pressure on the line because you always want to go out and you want to produce. But lately, I just don't really care. I'm like, I'm just gonna go out there and just see what happens. Don't stress about it. And that's just everything in life, you know? Like sometimes when you worry about things, it just makes it that much more difficult. And at the end of the day, to call this a living and be on a boat that's dedicated to us, I think is just the coolest thing in the world. And we didn't get here by worrying about all the little things. We just got here by just doing it, going with the flow. You know, whatever God gives us, we've taken. You know, I'm out here with my wife, my daughter, but whatever it is that you want to do, the fact that you're doing it, that's it right there. The outcome should be secondary.
Woohoo!
Come on, Stephanie, get 'em.
Right, got a nap and you wake up and it's just the right time. That's honestly how it goes, right?
Stephanie's hooked up in the back there. I'm on dad duty right here. Keely,
It's
how's
getting
that
bigger as it comes
Yeah,
up.
that watermelon tastes good.
Ooh, I feel some head shakes.
Keely, what do you think? You think mommy's got a big one? Or all you care about is your watermelon? It's like, all I care about is my watermelon right now.
All right, let's
Come on, mommy. Let's go, mommy.
You know, it's funny. Fishing gets easier when you're constantly holding a 20-pound child. Well, she's over 20 pounds, but you know what I'm saying.
Living her best life.
Yellow.
That's a yellow jack. That's
Look.
awesome.
How cool. Would you look at that?
What do you think, baby?
Look at that, baby.
Yeah, that's a fish. Say fish.
Now you see the color.
You see the fish? Grab that tail, baby. Woo! Beautiful yellow jack right there. That is a stud too. And I would say these are actually very comparable to mahi. It's just they don't get a lot of attention, but he's getting attention in our fish box, I can promise you that. Now that you and baby are up, I think it's time for a little sandbar action. Before we move over there, guys, I just want to say a huge thanks to Vaer. You know, this is our A5 tactical field watch that we showed you guys on the last show. You know, as we always show you guys, you can swap out the bands. Last time I had that classy black band on there, and now I actually have the rubber band, and it actually comes with both bands, which is really cool. But this is just a really cool everyday watch. You know, you can wear it with anything and everything. And of course, when we're out here on the boat, you know, I feel like it's casual for something like we're doing here. They're all waterproof. They don't break the bank, which I think is significant. When you're out here fishing, or let's just say you work manual labor, whatever it may be, it's just the perfect watch to have on your wrist every single day. So like I said, big thanks to them. You know, there's a good old saying that says, Never judge a man until you've walked a day in his shoes. And the reason why I bring that up is because the way that I look at life, better yet, the way that I look at boats has completely changed ever since we had this little girl. This is my personal experience, may not be the same for everyone. You look at the world in a way more logical way. You know, the things that used to excite you don't necessarily excite you anymore. You know, because every decision, everything that you do is all about how you can better your family, your children as a man. And that's my biggest priority at this point in time, because I want to make sure that she always enjoys her time out here just as much as I do, because that's how you keep them coming back. So just like that, shades away, tables down, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna poke back offshore and see what happens. So if you guys see there, we just threw out a bunch of live baits, and basically what we're trying to do is create a bait ball, and that bait ball triggers a feeding frenzy. And as you can see, we're hooked up right here, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to lower the guard of the fish. You know, sometimes these fish can get leader shy or they can get hook shy, and as soon as we started live chumming here, what do you know? I'll tell you what, that is about as big as they get right there, guys. Full grown flag yellowtail. I will take that. Wow, man. Look at that. Talk about a beast of a yellowtail right there. Let's put them in the box, bleed them out, throw out a couple more baits, see if we can get another one. Gotta love that new boat smell, baby. Hooked up again, baby. Woo! Oh, rookie move. That's awesome. Look at that size comparison right there. Magic hour, baby, magic hour. Then we got another yellowtail here. That is exactly what we got. We're racking them in, ladies and gentlemen. It's on, baby, one after another. That's how we like to do it. We're killing them, man. What we got going on here? All right, I'll take it, baby. Stephanie just woke up from her nap in the cabin. So on that note, let's head home, call it a day, clean up some fish.
So closing out the day, I think it's safe to say that the shakedown was a success. All systems are a go, and she's officially ready for some long-range trips and some overnight runs. The beam and cabin feel as big, if not bigger, than some of the 40-footers we've owned, and she's got some of the best lines I think I've ever seen on a 35. But for where we're at right now, I think we found a pretty nice fit. So, cheers to the start of another great year here on Life by the Bow. Here's to 2026.